Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast, now with the Digitant Network. Thanks so much for joining me and tuning in. If you haven't yet, please check out the Artist Entrepreneur podcast. I co-host it with Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie. Join us as we navigate our artistic businesses. And just announced, I'll be at NECA, the New England Center for Circus Arts, January the 2nd through the 4th. So it's a silk submersion, 11 hours of silks on their 30-foot plus ceilings. If you want to start the year off with some serious training, let's get your mittens and your coat and let's go to Vermont and train. All right. If you guys are interested, my comprehensive online course for beginner to intermediate silks, anywhere you are in the world, check that out. And then Aerial Rehab is an online course. If you are coming back from pregnancy, injury, or surgery, it is meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. I'm teaching all over the place this fall, and check it out, and let's get started. Oh my goodness, Mina, what does this find you?
I'm at 37 weeks, officially today, actually. So
37 weeks. Where do you live?
I live in Tampa, Florida.
Tampa. Oh my goodness. Are you guys getting a cold snap like us in Texas?
Really? It's been hot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you like it? Do you like that heat?
No. I lived in Tampa my entire life, so I personally would love to have seasons.
Yes.
So definitely hoping for a cold snap.
Okay. Okay. And you're 37 weeks, and that probably doesn't make it easier though, right?
No, makes it hot and miserable. Already, like my feet are so swollen that I can barely wear shoes, and like it's just really fun. Last night I actually had like super intense Braxton Hicks. We almost thought it was time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, was it painful, or did you just feel like your belly was like tightening?
I felt like it was painful. I had like back pain, and it was coming in waves. But then like I called my nighttime OB nurse. She was like, just, start to count your contractions, like the time between them. And it kind of started to taper off. So, but we were ready. Like I had all my jewelry off. I had my bags packed. We were ready to go. But then thankfully, because I would like to let him cook for another week. So we ended up dodging that bullet. Especially at 2:00 in the morning. That would have been really fun.
Oh my God. Okay. So Mina, is this your first pregnancy?
Pregnancy, yes.
It is your first. Okay.
Yes.
So everything is new to you.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start at the beginning. Was it a surprise blessing, or were you guys planning this?
So kind of a little bit of both. I got off birth. So we've been married, going on 3 years in March. And we decided last July to just get off birth control and kind of see what happens. And, if it happens, great. If not, we love each other and we'll be the cool aunt and uncle. And in May of this year, we found out we were expecting. And so it was a pleasant surprise.
Pleasant surprise. Now, did you know right away you were pregnant from your body, or were you just chilling and you took a test?
Best friends at the aerial gym were the ones that kind of like put me onto it. Because I remember my husband and I are really into house music. So we went to a house music concert like the Friday beforehand. And then that following Tuesday, I teach a straps class at my gym. And I was just talking to one of my best friends, telling her that I was like feeling tired. And she's like, maybe you're pregnant. And I was like, no, I'm just 32 years old. I went and danced all night on Friday, like no big deal. And then that Friday was my husband's birthday, and I was making him a key lime pie, and all of a sudden I get this wave of nausea, and I'm on the phone with my other best friend, and she was like, maybe you're pregnant. So it was 2 people in 1 week, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I started feeling my breasts, and I was like, oh, they're like a little tender. So on my husband's birthday, I made him rush out to CVS, get a test, and surprise, surprise, crazy birthday gift.
Oh my God, that is a good birthday gift if you guys were like excited for the idea of it.
Yes.
Oh my God, is he a crier? Did he cry? Did anybody cry?
He was kind of like, we were both like in like a pleasant shock,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely changed the dynamic of the night because we were gonna go to like one of like the nice steakhouses here in Tampa, and they have this like gigantic martini, and we were both gonna get one, but
Right.
you
Not
know,
exactly the same night.
no, we did like a glass of champagne, but that was the extent. But we were both really excited, and neither of us can keep a secret, so we like called our parents and told grandma and grandpa on both ends, and they were all super excited. So just all around like a very like fun, exciting, but like shocking evening.
Okay, and is it would it be your parents' first grandchildren child?
On both sides, yes.
Oh my God, so they're so excited.
Oh my God, beyond. Yeah, absolutely.
Beyond excited. Okay, so you said you do straps. I feel like the straps people are in a different like dimension mentally. Like you gotta like a certain type of aerial to be a straps artist.
Yeah, so I'm actually, so my core discipline is aerial rope, but I use
Oh,
straps as like a training tool, which I feel like if you do straps and you can, it like it moves to anything, right? Like
oh
if you
yeah.
can get halfway decent on straps doing like a flag, your roll ups on rope or silks is going to be so much easier. So that's kind of what I use it for, is like a training tool, but I won't lie and say I haven't like fallen in love with straps. I'm just not great at it.
So you do love it.
I do love it,
It's just
yes.
really challenging. Okay, so
Yes.
well, the thing is, I think people get addicted to the gains.
Yes, for
Like you get
sure.
addicted to seeing how strong you become, and it's very obvious, right?
Yes.
When you get
Yes.
strong enough to do something. The thing
Absolutely.
on straps that is very that I haven't trained up to, that I don't know if I ever will, is that back flag situation.
Get you into it.
You think
Uh,
so? Oh my God.
yes. So it's my straps class started a little over a year ago, and like none of my students had ever even attempted a back flag. It's just not something that we really work on at my studio. But I had been working on it virtually with my coach. Shout out to Straps Ninja, David. We love you.
Um,
Um,
Out of Vegas, right? Vegas
Yep,
guy.
out in Vegas. I met him. I went out to Vegas for my brother's wedding in October of 2023, and I met him in person, did a couple privates, and then we've just been doing virtual for the past, 2 years, and it's been going really well, and I really love working with him. But because of the skills he taught me, it was easy for me to kind of help some of my students, attain those skills. But it starts off really slow. I heavily spot, there's no just going right into it. But, I can happily say I have like 5 or 6 people in that class, like holding flag by themselves. And it's actually like super gratifying, and it makes me so happy.
Wow. And how long have you been coaching?
I've been coaching for about 8 years now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And what's the studio you work at or own? Are you a studio owner?
Studio owner. No, I teach out of Aerial Dragon Studios. That is my home gym. We are
Got
based
it.
in Ybor City, Florida, and it's owned by the lovely Jessica Watson, who is one of my very good friends. So, love teaching there, love the studio, love the culture. It's good times.
I feel like recently a lot of people from South Florida have been coming up in my life, like in on the podcast, either visiting down there or from that area. So South Florida is pulling up with the aerial training. Are you okay? So you're 30, 73 weeks. That would be way too long. 37 weeks. Now
Yes.
tell me what this journey has been like. Have you trained throughout, or did you stop, and why? Did you feel like, were you nauseous through the first trimester, and did it go away? Give me the lay of the land.
Oh yeah, I got you, girl. So,
Okay. Yeah.
my first trimester was extremely difficult. Not that I was like throwing up, but I just felt like I was on a boat, the whole time essentially.
Yeah. I feel you.
But I'm a person that has a lot of discipline, and like I have a lot of like just push through mentality. So despite the fact that I didn't feel good and I just wanted to like literally barf, I would just like force myself to go to the gym.
Okay.
I teach a class on Tuesdays, my straps class. So like that kind of was like forcing me to go. And then on the other days that I would go train, I just wanted to do something, I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be training, making whatever gains I could. But having that class on the schedule actually was nice because it like forced me to have to be there. And then if I was going to be there, I would get there early to train myself. And I was like still continuing my privates online, with various coaches. But yeah, I was pushing through. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but it was, it was something. And then in my second trimester, I was still training rope. But what kind of happened to me was, like things that I would feel so confident doing before being pregnant, I started to get, when you like climb too high and you're not used to being that high.
Yeah. And it surprises you a little bit.
Yeah, that like shaky
when you
feeling.
feel that way. Yeah.
So I started getting that doing like the most simple things, like kind of like towards the end of my second trimester. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, if I make the stupidest, smallest mistake, like I'm putting my baby at risk. So at that point, rope was kind of cooked, but I was still continuing to train straps as much as I could. Like if my pelvic floor was still working pretty well, still able to like do my flags, do my meat hooks, and all the good stuff. And then honestly, I trained up until I want to say like 34 weeks. Not like crazy. I wasn't doing flags anymore, but like,
right.
like spin training and just like fun things that don't require like a lot of core because my core has completely just, it's heavy and I don't feel so good anymore. And now last week was my last class that I taught, 36 weeks. Because I have pregnancy carpal tunnel, which it affects, I think, like 30 to 40% of women. Yes. So my hands are numb, they hurt, and I can't really grab things anymore. So Aerial is out.
So did that did it come upon you all of a sudden, or was it gradual? Okay.
Yeah, like it was weird because like it was like on the week of Thanksgiving, and I was trying to like prepare things for my family's Thanksgiving, and my hand on my right side just like was like getting how can I describe this? Like tingling, and then all of a sudden like my fourth and middle finger like just completely like stopped working, and then when I would go to grip something, like even like hold like the hand mixer, my hand would like spasm and hurt. And now it's like spread to my left side. So it has not been the funnest, side effect of being pregnant, but we're doing what we can.
And it's both hands?
It's both hands, yeah. Like even though I can't do aerial anymore, I'm also a weightlifter. Aerial, like I segued into it because I was a dancer growing up, and then I got really into powerlifting and weightlifting, and then that's kind of why I was like, oh, I could maybe do this, And even like after aerial was kind of done, I've still been like hitting legs, going to the gym, but even now, like I can't hold a dumbbell. So I am 100% like not really doing much other than maybe like pregnancy Pilates at this point.
Yeah. I mean, when something happens in the pregnancy that makes you like need to slow down in a way that you don't want to.
Oh my God.
I mean, I feel like it's a thing because I had a low-lying placenta, so like the bleeding risk was high.
Yeah.
So they were like, we don't even want you to carry groceries. And this is like, I don't know, 50 to 20 weeks in.
See?
So like all of my like fantasy of working out as a pregnant person, I was like, oh God. All right, fine. Yeah.
Because the mind is willing and the body is giving up on you.
Yeah. And if that's your whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you're not you stop teaching, you are kind of chilling. What is that like? Is it hard for you emotionally or not because it's kind of close to the end? Like, what does that feel like for you?
It's definitely hard for me emotionally. If
I'm
being honest. I've just gotten like, now I'm like in full nesting mode. So like when my husband goes to the gym, I'm just like, I'm going to clean the whole house, and then I'm going to bake brownies, and then wash all the baby clothes again. I don't know. So yeah, I've just been like, I've been going a little stir crazy because like the mind is willing. The mind is like, I want to like get back out there. I feel great. But then like the feet hurt. The hands aren't working. You're at the end of your pregnancy and you could go into labor at any time. So it's like really time to slow down. But it's been definitely hard on like my psyche,
Yeah, it is. And to me, I have one child and I did not enjoy pregnancy. Are you enjoying pregnancy or what shades of gray?
I agree with you 1000%, Carrie. I've
Okay.
not enjoyed it. It's not been like rainbows and butterflies over here. Like I said, first trimester, I was so like nauseous. Now I have all these like weird side effects that only affect like 20 to 40% of women, like nosebleeds, just like weird stuff. So yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it.
Not loving it. Do you like, are you normally a belly or back sleeper?
I am a back sleeper, so I
Okay,
miss
so
it
there's
so
that too.
much.
Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. Normally a back sleeper. The thing that I miss, I say this all the time. The thing that I missed so much when I was pregnant was doing a pancake, like straddle and then
Yes.
forward fold.
Uh-huh.
That,
Yeah.
that, that even more than like something like sushi, actually.
See, for me,
Like,
I miss my raw foods. I'm like a huge, and maybe this is the Floridian in me. I like love raw oysters. And every
yes.
Friday, Whole Foods does a dollar oyster. So I would go buy like 40 of them and just like shuck them in my backyard. So I'm missing that. And also, yeah, I'm missing like flexibility, like just being able
Yeah.
to do it without it like hurting like really bad, and like putting me at risk. So just all the things.
Have you felt the effects? Are the effects of relaxin in your body noticeable?
Definitely,
Do you?
yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel unstable or you feel flexible?
I feel flexible, but like I don't know how to describe it. Like I definitely feel more flexible, but then like if I have so much weight in the center of me that like it's almost like too much if I actually try to go for something, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even like the other day I was like doing just like lunges, like what is it? Like stretching out my hip flexor,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely like overstretched it because I was feeling it the next like 2 days. And the sad part is I have really strong legs. Like I said, I power lift. So I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be great for me. But no, the relaxin's kind of getting the best of me right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I feel like it is so important to have this. Well, which is why I keep on doing it. It's so important because even your story, if we go talk to our doctors, they just don't know. Like they're not, their lane is not this lane. They're there to make sure that the baby comes out safely and healthy.
Hmm.
But what our bodies, what we can do, what we're capable of, or what we need to pull back, it's really, it's so personal to us and this movement practice that we have.
100%. Truly.
Yeah.
And there's not like a guide for it either. It's not like I can
No.
like Google, hey, is this advisable while pregnant? And it's like, who's going to tell you? I go to the women's group, which is like a coalition of, obstetricians
Oh,
and
nice.
and so like one will be like, oh, absolutely not. Like you need to dial it back to 20% of what you were doing. And then the other five doctors are like, no, this is fine. As long as you feel good. That's all that matters. And then it's like you're trying to figure out like what's safe, what isn't. Like in the beginning of my pregnancy, we were working on like back saltos and rope. Just like bringing it back, just playing with it. And, even though it's not like a huge drop, I was like freaking out. I was like, is this safe? Like,
Mm,
should I be doing
mm-hmm.
this? Should I not? I did it until I was like, no, maybe I should stop doing this.
Mm.
So,
And are there aerialists in your physical space that there that have gone through this process as well?
yes, yes, I'm very lucky because there's one pretty advanced aerialist at my gym too, and she literally performed while I think she was like 7 or 8 months pregnant. Obviously, she wasn't like throwing out her biggest tricks, but she certainly was still doing aerial, and so I felt like that was like a good indicator of kind of like I don't need to stop quite yet.
What's her name? What's that person's name?
Amanda Seymour. Well, actually, her last name is Hoskins now. So Amanda Hoskins.
Okay. Nice.
Yes, she's amazing. Her Instagram is Circa Amanda, and she was a huge, like, she was very supportive of me continuing to do
Mm,
aerial. If I had questions, I would ask her. Even my studio owner, she recently, well, somewhat recently, in the last, 5 years, she's had two children.
right.
And so, there's definitely some moms at the gym that I could go to and ask questions. But, you know, as a rope artist, it's a little different because most of them do like silks or lyra, and rope is
Yeah.
extremely dynamic.
Yes.
So it was just like slightly different. So I had to really just kind of gauge it based on my own body and like what felt good, what doesn't feel good so much.
Okay. So, are you one who has a birth plan or not?
To show up and let all the conveniences of modern science just,
Just work their magic. I
yes,
love it.
absolutely.
Oh my God. After all these years of interviews, there are two categories. The one that you and I sit in and the opposite,
Yeah.
which is don't bother me with all of that. Give me in a pool of water. I'm going to do what this body intended. And it's so funny because no one I know is really in the middle. There's not a
Right.
lot in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there is some versions where like somebody wants to do a natural birth, but in the hospital. That was probably the best hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my personal experience, and this is just my personal experience speaking with mothers that I know of, a lot of times when we're at our house doing this, natural water birth, anything can happen. And just from my own experience, once again, a lot of them have had to get like rushed to the hospital and ended up giving birth there. Because, I mean, birth is a scary, beautiful, magical, painful experience. Anything can happen. Even though my birth plan is to go in, get an epidural and try to push. You never know. You could have an episiotomy. I could end up having a C-section. Like, I'm just open to it, but at least I'm at the hospital. So like we can all make those decisions right then and there and be there already versus like having to get rushed to the hospital. And that's all I will say on that.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, I hope that you have the experience that you have in mind. It always seems to shift. I mean, I ended up with a C-section, and of course, 2020. Like looking back is 2020 hindsight, and I'm like, oh man, I should have just scheduled that because I'm like, why did I go through all that? But you don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just a control freak like me. I'm just like I want to control the situation. It was very hard for me not to be able to like just to go with the flow. Okay, Mina, I didn't ask you before. Are you an aerialist and that's what you do? Do you have a other job? Do you have a full-time job? What is your life outside of the gym?
Sure. Yeah. I actually, yes, by day, I work as an IT sales executive. So I've been in sales for about 7 years. Funny part is I actually got into my sales career because I wanted to be able to afford more aerial. So,
Oh,
yeah. So it forced me to like want to get a real job because, I was like, oh, well, I'll have weekends off, I'll have benefits, insurance, all those amazing things. So actually it was a good segue. So I do that by day. And then at
okay.
night I coach and I perform. So a little bit of
Okay.
best of both worlds.
So you're gigging as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. What like are it always like delights me when people who didn't have like full-time jobs before can find one and like really thrive in it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the situation I find myself in where I've been a professional performer for so many years. And then I'm now like, oh, somebody hire me for what kind of skill set do I have? So like, what did you do before sales and how are you able to get that job?
So before sales, funny enough, I was actually a bartender. I bartended
Oh,
for,
okay.
yeah, I was like cocktail waitress, bottle girl, bartender. And then my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband, got his first, big boy job. And because we started being on like opposite schedules as well, so that's part of the story, I wanted to, try to get into a regular day shift, like 8 to 5, then have my weekends off. And I've always been good at talking. I'm sure you can tell. I just like to talk.
Yeah, people can talk to you. I'm sure, and you can talk to anybody. I'm sure. I feel the same way about myself, actually.
Yes.
So both of us together, we could probably just talk for hours.
Listen, I'm a Gemini, and then both of my parents are extreme extroverts. My dad's a Libra, my mom's an Aries. So talking, and I'm also Persian on top of it. Throw that in there. So talking is kind of just what we do. And I guess like sales is all about explaining things, getting people to like you, understanding your product, your
Yeah.
service, whatever it may be, and finding a need or a gap and trying to fill that. And so, granted, I've like learned a lot. I started off working at a marketing company where it was like direct sales, like give me your credit card over the phone. And that
Mm,
really helped me build up my confidence. Just like day to day, like dealing with people, whether it's like buying
yes.
something somewhere or whatever. And now I work in like a more consultative sales. I work in like IT consulting and services. So I've had to
Okay.
learn a lot, but I feel like all of it kind of like intersects because
Yeah.
like with aerial, especially if you're a performer, there's a sales element. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
And a negotiation element and a confidence element because people are going to always try to talk you down on pricing, lowball you or what have you. Venue owners will try to finagle you on rigging. And so you just have to be able to like speak to like your skill set, your pricing, how things need to go versus how they want them to go and
Mm-hmm.
being able to make it work. So yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like you probably do a really good job, like filling your classes.
My last class was like absolutely on a wait list. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy to say that I built that class from the ground up and it has been busy and my students are very loyal. So, love them. Shout out to them.
I mean, I don't know if that used to make a big difference, but I certainly feel like now because there's just more places to take class. So you want to take class with somebody that you like to talk to and be
Totally. And
taught
like
by.
learning skills that you want to be learning, right? Like I I teach like myriad skills.
Myriad? Yeah. Yeah.
And we kind of work through them every week, but like at like the end of class, I'll be like, okay, guys, like, what do you want to work on? Like, I want to hear what you have to say. Like, do you want to do the split roll up? Do we want to work on our flares? Do we want to work on centering our spins? Like, what do you want? So a lot of it comes from like trust, developing, close relationships, understanding their bodies and giving them also the confidence, but also not being able to critique them. I think the worst thing you can do as a coach is tell people, yeah, you look great. And if that person wants to improve, then you should give them the like key to doing it. Like,
Yes,
obviously
yes.
if they're not trying to work too hard, I'll take that, and I'll say, okay, it looks great. If you like it, that's all that matters. But I want my students to truly get better. And I feel like I have a group of students that are really willing to put in the work and
Yes.
want my feedback. So they've been improving a lot as a result.
Yeah. Recently I have leaned in to, and I don't know if you feel this way on rope. Recently I've been leaning in. I like don't care about having my students do very much more than climbing. Like
Yeah.
I'm having them climb most of the class right now. And I just also here's another part of it. I'm usually at the Aerium in San Antonio, which has like maybe a 20-foot ceiling,
Okay.
which is like not high, but it's not super low. So right now I'm like at like a 17-foot clearance on silks. And it's just not a lot to work with. Like I do 2 nice climbs and I'm like at the top. So I'm having them climb for their lives because I'm like, we're not going to get there without doing that with these low points. And I love the studio that we're at because they are fostering us basically. Like there was a flood.
Oh my gosh.
The rain and Texas don't really mix actually. I've learned that since I moved here. I moved here about a year ago.
Okay.
LA, same. That's where I lived before.
Tampa too, honestly.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I mean, granted, our gym did not have any flooding, thank goodness. But we were hit last October, by like a pretty significant hurricane. I mean, there was tons of houses damaged, like
Yes,
other,
yes, yes.
So I don't think water mix anywhere in the U.S. Our infrastructure isn't built for it.
It's not. And, these coastal cities are like, if you're even close to the coast, like, yeah. So we're in this foster space and they're wonderful, but we just have low ceilings. So we're climbing for our lives. And it's because I'm like, for example, I actually just went to Austin this weekend to teach at Sky Candy, which is a studio there. And they have way
no,
higher.
I've seen it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, they have way higher ceilings. and I'm climbing. I'm like, oh, I can tell that I've not been climbing that much, or you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't had to. So I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So, okay. What advice would you give women going through pregnancy?
Well, I think, first of all, for me, staying fit and staying active has been extremely positive on my mental state. So, number one, I would say if you are cleared by your OBGYN, you're cleared by your doctor, you're not having any complications, try to train as long as you can. Obviously gauge how you're feeling, where you're at with your body, and just really maintain like a lot of like mind to body connection as you're doing it. But I have had, other than, feeling nauseous and like stupid stuff, other than that, my pregnancy, like I felt great. Like my second trimester and even like the beginning of my third, like I was still lifting, I was still doing aerial like as much as I could, like, and I felt strong and confident. So there's that. Also, like I've maintained like healthy diet. So like just anything you were doing prior to being pregnant, like don't use aerial as an excuse just to like completely, or not aerial, excuse me, pregnancy as just an excuse to just like completely fall off. Because it'll impact you later on down the line once you're postpartum. So like I said, if you can and you're able to try to maintain as long as you can, because it makes you happy, right? Like aerial is kind of like an escape. And even now without it, it like sucks a little bit, but do what makes you happy, do what makes you feel good. Because happy mom, happy baby.
Absolutely. So you are kind of at the last point. You got 3 weeks.
Yep.
What are you doing for these 3 weeks? Like, what are the vibes?
Okay. Well, putting my feet up a lot.
Okay, sure.
Watching a lot of reality TV, including what is it? The Real Lives of Mormon Wives. Been obsessed.
Oh my God, people have been talking about this show.
It's so good. The other day, we have a swig. They just opened a swig by our house, which is like that dirty soda that they talk about on that show. So the other day, I like went and picked up a dirty soda, came home, put my very swollen feet up, and I was on the couch watching it, and I was like, this is a moment. And while being pregnant, can't go any further than that.
I've heard of these dirty sodas. Can you explain to me what these are? Is it just like fruit and soda?
It's sugar. It's basically what it is. A lot of it. So like, I guess, and obviously I don't know a lot about Mormonism. I'm here in Florida. I'm not Mormon. But they cannot drink tea or coffee or anything with caffeine in it, I guess, like those type of things. But they can have caffeine in the form of soda. So I don't know why that is, but they can have like Coke, they can have Dr. Pepper. And so like as a result of that, they've like created these like wild concoctions that has like vanilla syrup and cream of coconut and all this wacky stuff.
Oh, so it's fancy
delicious.
Soda.
Yes,
it's fancy
soda.
So here's my question. Look, I'm not going to go too deep in this, but like that's pretty modern of a rule.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you should watch the show.
That's like, because to me, like I grew up in a Catholic church, which I am no longer, and like the rules, you had this feeling that they were set by Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time ago now. Those are very modern rules. So if I ever have the chance, I will. I'm currently face deep into Stranger Things.
Okay.
Currently, because the last season is like they're rationing it out to us. Yes. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I don't know if you're into that show.
I think it's fallen off for too long. I'm having a hard time getting back into it. And
got it.
Right now, my husband and I, we just watched the P. Diddy special. So
yes.
That was addictive. Oh my goodness. And so like we're just keeping each other entertained, like because both of us have felt like this pregnancy is like a little bit like limbo,
Yeah.
Because you can't do adult things anymore. Like, back in the day, we would go get happy hour, go to the bar. Like I said, we like house music, so we go to a house show. So that, can't do that. And then you also can't do, like, baby things either. You can't, like, I don't really want to go see Santa. So there's not much we can do there. So a lot of it has just been, like, finding shows. We both really like anime and, all of our favorite animes right now are like coming out with new seasons in January. So kind of
Oh,
good timing to be
nice.
on mat leave, you know?
Okay, and are you going to be the woman who's sitting in her hospital bed with like a tray of like raw oysters and lemons?
Absolutely, yes, I am. And I'm bringing
Yes,
my
you're that
fire
person.
stick. So I'll have my shows on. I'll be eating sushi and oysters. Opening up my push presents, you know, I'm absolutely modern millennial woman.
I am really excited for your like tray of sushi that you're going to devour. That's really exciting to think about for you.
Absolutely, it is. Yes. You know, a lot of like it's very exciting. We're having a little boy, and I'm like already thinking about like, oh, I want to like train him
Oh,
on straps and show him rope. If he likes it,
oh.
obviously. I won't force him to do anything he doesn't want to do, but it'd be fun to have like a little buddy. And I do feel like rope and straps kind of lean a little bit more masculine anyway.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I think that would be really cool.
So your husband does not do circus. He does gym stuff. Is
Yes,
that
my
is
husband
that
does
true?
not do
Okay.
circus, no, but he is a very athletic man. You know, he's like when we met, I was kind of in the beginning of my fitness journey, and he had been doing like powerlifting and CrossFit for like years. And so
Mm,
like he kind of took me under his wing and showed me everything, and you know, it's been amazing. I think it's really important if you're into fitness that you have like maybe somebody that has that alignment with you because then it just makes everything so much easier. You know,
yeah,
whether it's the food
yeah.
you eat or just like the regimen that you live on, like every day. Him and I actually both work from home. So
Okay.
from 8 to 5, we both are at our respective rooms working. And then every day after 5, we go to the gym together if I'm not going to Aerial. So, but either way, like he'll go to like the Muggle gym and
Yeah.
I'll go with him, or I'll go to the Aerial gym and he goes to the Muggle gym. But that's like our everyday.
I love that you call it the Muggle gym because that's exactly what I call it.
It is the Muggle gym.
Yeah, the non-magic folk over
Yes.
there. Yes, I mean they have their good things too, but not the same.
Not the same.
Yeah.
No, no, it's not nearly as fun, but you know,
No,
I
no.
digress.
Oh my God, I love this. Okay, Mina, I'm going to put you on my list of people to check in with in about 6 months because what I want to hear is the blow by blow of what actually happens.
Yes. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for a baby that likes to sleep through the night and you know, he's going to be super easygoing. I've just been manifesting a lot, you know, like rub my belly. I'm like you're going to be
Yeah.
strong, good looking, intelligent. You're going to let me sleep at night.
Ah!
You know. So,
Oh my God. Let's hope. I'm going to cross my fingers for you because those kids come out and they just do whatever they want.
I know. And you know,
You
but
know?
I also think that like with kids, and this is obviously I'm not a mom, I don't know anything yet, so please tell me if I'm wrong, but I just really think like leading by example, you know, it's one thing to tell your kid, "Hey, you need to do this," versus like them watching you do it. So like once I'm like cleared by my doctor to like start working out, like my husband and I built a little garage gym during COVID. So like I have a squat
Ah.
rack, I have rings, like I have pretty much like we have dumbbells, all sorts of stuff. So like I'll put him in his little like bouncer and like, you know, lift and do what I have to
Well, I
do.
mean, my 6-year-old already told her grandmother, my mom, like, I'm going to be an aerialist.
I love
And
that.
then my mom had the post traumatic stress on her face from when I said that.
Carrie, how long have
I'm-
you been doing aerial?
oh my God. I actually started when I was 30, but I've been a
Wow.
dancer. Like my whole first career was dance.
Okay.
So I had a full dance career, professional dance career. I started training at the age of 30. So now I'm like 18 years in.
That's
And
awesome.
my dance arc has ended. I can say that safely say that now, but my aerial arc, I'm somewhere in the arc, and my arc as a teacher, I feel like I'm maybe at that top point or more or less, because that's really where I'm leaning in to be a professional teacher now and a podcaster because I love talking. It helps that you like
Yeah.
talking if you're going to have
See,
a podcast.
exactly. Look, that could be it still could be your day job. There you go.
Yeah.
If you want.
And I just took a job at Lifetime Gym in their Pilates department, so I'm like teaching
love
like
that.
15 hours a week. So this is the new life. My kid's in kindergarten and she's finally in school, so I can like have my daytime job, and then we don't have family or a nanny or anything, so it's just we just make it work.
Absolutely.
with our schedules. But Mina, thank you so much for carving out the time. I know it's a busy time for you. And then we'll, I'll reach out. Or if anything crazy happens that you'd like to share with this community, reach out to me, and I want to know what happens. Always
And
curious.
thank you so much for having me. Also, that's the most amazing part about Aerial is it doesn't matter like how old you are, what your body is like, anything. The thing that I love the most about Aerial is that if you're willing to put in the work, there's so
Yes.
much gratification. You can make such amazing gains. Sometimes I even feel like with dance, like you're either kind of like born with it or, you have to work extra, 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 extra hard. Like I grew up with ballet. So like, some girls had like that like perfect
Yeah, you just
hip
have it or you
alignment.
don't. Yeah.
Right. So with Aerial, especially, I feel like there's like the sky is the limit, not to sound corny. And post baby, I'm excited to get back into it and go harder than ever. And I'll definitely keep you posted on, how everything goes, if I get the perfect birth that I'm manifesting, or if, things go a little different, which, they always could. And like I said, thank you so much for having me on because I think it's important that we definitely talk about these things because there's not a lot of, guidance or
No, there's
written
not.
articles about being a pregnant, aerialist that's a performer and coaching and doing all these things.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digitant Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist.